guys, so today I want to give you some tips and tricks for using a saliva microscope. Saliva microscopes are one of my favorite ways to track my ovulation. I have PCOS, so OPKs don't work for me very often, and I use them anyway because sometimes I just have to test. I'm a pee on a stick addict. I admit it, I own it. But they don't work for me, but this does. This has never let me down. So what a saliva microscope does is it tracks your salt levels, and I like it because it's not necessarily looking for the LH hormone. It's looking for changes in the salt levels in your saliva. So what you do is first thing in the morning, I always temp first and then I go back to sleep. When I wake up later, before you put anything in your mouth, before you eat, drink, brush your teeth, do anything else, do this first. So you take off the lid and you pull up the little ends and you're going to put a dot of spit on it. You're not going to touch your tongue to it. You're not going to on it, you're not going to spit on it. What you're going to do, the way I do it is I use my pinky and I'll lick my finger and I'll kind of wipe it off on my sheet or whatever to make sure that I don't have anything funky on my hand that could jeopardize the test. And I'll get a little dot of saliva and I'll put it on there. Couple things you want to look for. If you have air bubbles in there, wipe it off and get a new sample. If you look at it and it's super cloudy, if you breathe through your mouth at night, which I do sometimes because I have allergy issues and I can't breathe through my nose, so you're going to have a buildup of salt on your tongue. And if you put a dot on there and it's super cloudy, when it dries, all it is salt crystals. Those clouds are just salt crystals and they're going to dry all packed together. And even if you are ferning, you're not going to be able to see anything because it's not a clear enough sample. It's just going to be all salt crystals. So if that is happening to you, instead of getting spit from the top of your tongue, go to the underside of your tongue. Down here, those are where your salivary glands actually are. So if you go down there and you get fresh saliva and you just touch it right on there, that's all you're going for. That's all you're looking for. See if it'll focus on it. Just a little dot of saliva. I'm not sure that it's even showing, but you're going to do that and just set it off to the side and wait for it to dry. And when it dries, it'll show you. It'll either be just little boulders of salt crystals, or it will do some partial ferning where you'll see some ferns starting to go. And I mean ferns like plants, So what you're looking for is for it to be fully ferning. And that is your peak fertility. So you'll want to have sex for the next couple of days and make sure that you try to catch that egg as it releases. When I got pregnant with my girls, fertility monitors weren't a thing. I wasn't big into temping. But I got pregnant with them on the saliva microscope. I fully believe in this thing. Also, the light that's in here is a green light, and sometimes it's either too bright or too dim, and you're going to have trouble seeing your actual sample. The top of this does rotate back and forth, and that's how you're going to sharpen the view. Like any other kind of telescope, you would turn it to sharpen your view. And if you're not able to see it with the green light that is in there, just hold it up to a regular light. Hold it up to, the light in your bedroom, and you'll be able to see it just fine. Jana's still trying. She's a YouTuber on here. I'll link her below. Did a video on her saliva microscope, and she actually held it up to the camera lens on her phone, which I thought was brilliant because then she could take pictures and keep a record of exactly what her saliva microscope was showing her. I don't have a smartphone, but if I did, you better believe I would be doing that every day. So I thought that was very cool, and I wanted to pass that tip along from her as well. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any other questions about how to use a saliva microscope, what it is, what it does, leave those below. Again, I'm going to ask that we all be kind to each other. No question is stupid. Don't treat people like their questions are stupid. If you can't say something nice, get off my page. So if you have something positive and constructive to add to the conversation, please do. I would love this to be a conversation. And if you have any experience, feel free to share it with other people so they understand what's going on. So thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you all for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.